would be, whilst you want a very glamorous wedding and the dream wedding that every woman wants, I also think that, marriage itself is the real thing. So I think that's where the hard talk and all the reality comes up. So I feel like people shouldn't get so engrossed in the marriage and the wedding. I know we're in that era now with the whole social media buzz and everything, but I feel like reality check, at the end of the day, it's you and your spouse that will be living together and not with social media families. So you should plan that aspect as well.
My advice for young couples that are coming up, preparing for wedding ceremony, is I advise them to prepare for the marriage itself more. Pay more attention to the marriage itself, to the union itself. Who am I doing this thing with? How are we going to do it? Tomorrow, next tomorrow, and in time to come. Not really the marriage itself. And they should always, as they are preparing for that wedding, they should cut their coat according to their material, not according to their size.
If you're already in a relationship that is leading to marriage, try to know your partner's strengths and faults and ask yourself if the fault is something you're willing to live with till the end of time. Then those who are married, just try to make the best out of it. Try, because one thing about marriage is that you will have to consider a lot of things. You have to forgive over and over again, but the point where it gets abusive is better to leave.
For people that are already married, they should continue with their love. They should have that strong bond with their husband and their wife. Then for people that are about to get married, they should not make it as a big deal to have a wedding or something. They should just make it according to their budgets.
First things first, I believe that God is the best foundation in every relationship. But besides God, people have to get to know themselves in-depthly. Minus the noise, the crowd, and every other thing people are saying, they have to understand themselves together and if they are compatible. Compatibility is very important in relationship. Love is also important, but compatibility is also more important than love. And the person has to be caring, because if there is no care, love might not be able to stand the test of time. When things will change, your body will change. A lot of things change during marriage. So I feel like people have to know if they are compatible and if they really, really care about each other.
Please don't look at anybody before you go into marriage. You know your stand, you know your financial position towards going into marriage. Don't look at because he sees her own in a flamboyant way and you want to go into it like that. Sometimes it will make you to go into shady deals that will make you involve yourself in crime and criminalities that will not allow you maybe get yourself involved in one stupid ways or another. Don't look at anybody. As long as you have what it takes to build a better home or get yourself, prepare yourself into a marriage, please don't look at anybody. In my language, they say the way a woman's heart is, that is how she will place it on the husband's shoulder.
The thing about marriage is that whatever the both parties have been doing prior to the wedding, that goes into the marriage proper, is a child's play for me. Because it's when you've entered the marriage that you actually understand that it's a different ball game. So my advice is people should not just prepare for wedding, prepare for marriage. Because that's where the cocoa is.
It takes two to tango. The two involved in the marriage should know themselves more better before getting into the marriage. Because if we check more, the rate of divorce is more higher now. Because with the Gen-Z or everything going on, at the moment you see somebody, maybe it take you 3 months, 6 months, you're married. But when you get into the marriage, you now know that this is what I don't know and this is what I know, and eventually the marriage will. So I prefer you know yourself better. You might not know everything, but you know yourself better, and you are ready to compromise. Marriage is all about compromise, to compromise.
If it's hard, just work out. But it will work. Just say yourself, this marriage will work, because you devote time, you devote energy to this marriage, and this is the man you married. You are not going to change the man. You are going to bring the best out of the man. You are not going to change the woman. You are going to bring the best out of the woman. I have a friend, he said she doesn't know how to bathe well when she married, but the husband taught her how to bathe well. You know, that's how it should be. Not to send her away, she's smelling. They don't teach your wife. Teach your, your husband what you want. With love, I believe that the marriage will really be smooth. But let's have it at the back of our mind that we are not walking out. We are not walking away. Just say that this marriage, with the help of God, it will work.
The advice I have for every other person out there that hopes to get married or is into a relationship and, is already in marriage, actually. Those that have not done their weddings even. There are people who have not done their weddings, but they are married. They have done traditional marriages and yet to prepare for a future lavishing wedding. There are persons who have even married on their own capacity as of the time when they did and are planning to get a better wedding of their dreams in the future. So that's what life is all about. Life is not basically about the moment, it's about the future. So my advice is for you to look deeply into the partner that you want to get married to. Look out if this person is that person that is going to worth the while you guys are together, while you guys plan a fancy wedding. Just be sure that this person is going to take you that lifetime.
Young couples or young ladies that are preparing to settle down, that are preparing for marriage, to think about more of the marriage and not the wedding, not the celebration, not the dance and everything, how you want to look that day. But the main thing you should look into is how to keep your home, how you're going to start your home. That's the main thing you should look at and not the wedding.
It's an intentional thing. You must follow that command, love your wife, love your husband. It's intentional. If you don't, you start failing, you start losing it. Don't allow the things outside. It's not a problem. See, what happens is, what makes a boat sink is when the water from the outside gets into the boat. Don't allow anything outside to influence you. If not, once you do that, both of you start sinking. It's a beautiful thing, but it is intentionally kept alive.
We are extremely happy. I don't know whether you can define the word extremely.
What you should always do to ensure that your feelings are kept warm. You keep telling your wife, I love you. Tell your husband, I love you. Keep it real. If not, the moment you give that vacuum, there's no vacuum in life. Another thing will take it. Another woman will take your husband. Or another man will take your wife. You have to keep it real. Keep warming up that vow and ensure that you keep. The children shouldn't even change it. Circumstance should not change it. Always go back to it and hold on tight to it. It's not easy, but then it could be a lot easier when both of you understand that this is how it works.
One element I know is trust. Trust, number one. If you don't trust anyone, you can't deal with that person. You can't let yourself open to someone that you don't trust. That is number one. Trust in yourselves and in God. Always put God first. He is the pillar of all lasting marriages. So if you make God your bedrock, and listen to yourselves, listen to him as well, I think you will get it done.
As a woman, build yourself. Before you get into marriage, make sure you've been able to build yourself to be able to cope with whatever you see. You understand? No matter what your husband does, no matter what is being thrown at you, be mentally ready for marriage. Don't just walk into marriage like that. No. Be mentally prepared before you go into marriage.
Your spiritual aspect of life is very, very important. Financial aspect of life is very, very important. Then trust. You need to trust your party. The two parties need to trust themselves, and you need to condone some stupid excesses, which you know that two of you are not from the same parent. So you need to condone some things.
Tolerance, forbearance, forgiveness is very important, because there's no way we are not going to offend each other. There's no way. Even Jesus Christ, when he was on earth, the disciples offended one another, and he called them to himself. So the issue of forgiveness is very important, because these are two persons from two different backgrounds, two different experiences, two different exposures, two different viewpoints and worldviews. So there must be a time that you will trample on one another's toes, but we must be able to know that forgiveness is important. Able to cultivate the heart of forgiveness, we always pray, God forgive me my trespasses, but it's difficult for us to forgive. So to me, it's an aspect that I'm prepared. For me, I already forgive before you offend me, because I know it's a necessity, it must come. So that is an aspect of it. Like I also say, forbearance, tolerating one another, because there are some habits that you cannot do away with in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So if you are not a type that is patient, you want to dissolve that. And then reverence on the part of the lady. She should be able to reverence the man, should be able to be grateful for any little thing that come out.